You recording? Okay. All right. My name is Khalil. I'm 27. I'm a photographer. I live in San Diego. I've lived here since I was 10 years old. I was born in Philly, but the beach called me to stay here. I mainly just focus on art. I do music production, I paint, I take photos. I got enough photography just taking pictures with my phone, and then enough people just told me that my photos were nice and that I should try to take it more seriously. So I bought a camera and I ended up starting to shoot more often. I was shooting a bunch of different stuff, shooting like architecture and graffiti and landscapes and all sorts of stuff. And I thought I was being really consistent at that time, but then I really sat myself down and looked at it and I was like, you know, I'm really just shooting probably once a week. And then I decided to start taking it more serious, and now I'm shooting basically every day, mainly just landscapes now. I like the beach a lot, but I like to get out to the mountains and stuff like that too when I can. My style of photography would mainly be described as like nostalgic. I take a lot of pictures where it's like you can imagine yourself there, and a lot of colors, a lot of vibrant colors. My pictures are usually pretty bright. They have a lot of pinks and blues. That's usually my signature, and how people usually notice my pictures is the certain shade and hue of blue I use and the pink that I use. My current gear setup right now is the Sony A7 with the Sony Zeiss 16-35 f4. It's a pretty decent setup. I like how it's going so far. And I also have a Rokinon 85 that I use for portrait and brand work. My all-time favorite lens is the Sigma 18-35 1.8. It's a crop sensor lens, but it's really good. Sigma makes all really good lenses. It's really sharp, and Sigma is the best brand of lenses, I think. I'm actually probably gonna switch this Sony lens out for the Sigma lenses when they release the E-mount series. Oh man, my dream setup would be like some crazy Leica camera that's like one of one. I don't even know the Leica models, but a Leica camera with a nice Leica lens, or I don't know. I mean, for me, it's really just about what I got and not about having the best setup, but it would be nice to have some sort of Leica setup. My favorite photo that I've ever taken is a picture of a double rainbow on the beach. I went out at sunrise. It was a pretty good sunrise going east, and then out of nowhere I heard someone in the parking lot yelling, "Oh shit." And I looked up and looked at him, and there was a giant rainbow in the sky, and I was kind of frazzled, trying to get my life together to take some pictures. And then like something hit my head, and it was my subconscious telling me like, look at where the rainbow is going. And I looked and I followed it, and it was leading into the ocean. So I ran to the beach to get some pictures of the rainbow going into the ocean, and that's the main picture people know me for. That picture's been featured so many times. It's been featured by like Our Planet Daily, who has 2 million followers. It's been featured by Earth Focus, who has 3 million followers. It's been on IG Color, Visual Ambassadors. It's been all over Instagram. So before that picture, I want to say I had like, I don't know, like 1,500, maybe 2,000 followers, somewhere in that range. And after that picture, I started getting like 400 followers a week, and it hasn't been featured, like it didn't get featured right when I posted it. It got featured like a month later, and then other pages started featuring it, and it just keeps getting featured every month. So it brings me some more following every month. It's a nice way to get some recognition off of one photo. I use Lightroom, and I also use VSCO. So mainly I edit in Lightroom. My biggest piece that helps me in Lightroom is the camera profiles. I change a lot of the color profiles in there, and I change some of the profile settings in my camera and inside of Lightroom, which helps give me a vibrant tone. And then I send my pictures to my phone, and then when I upload them to Visco, I always use an HB1 filter, which is a hype beast filter, and it kind of mutes all of my colors. That way it doesn't look way too saturated, and it gives it more of like a classic feel to it. What drives me is mainly my passion just to see the world. Like, I mean, I know so many photography spots, not because I take pictures there, but just because I go there. Like, most of the spots that I actually take photos in, I've been coming to for years before I even started taking photos of them. So that's really my drive, really just that sense of adventure. I mean, I've not really had a home since I was a kid. I've always moved around, so the beach is like my home. And no matter what part of the world I'm in, whenever I'm on the beach, I always feel at home. So my drive is to see all the beaches in the world, get out and see as much as I can. I started out in music production. Music is actually how I take my pictures. I do a lot of sampling, so like I listen to a lot of records, and basically that's the same process I do when I take photos. I just survey the landscape, take in everything, and then I just get one small section of that, which is kind of like how I make my beats. I did pretty decent in music. I actually have a decent SoundCloud following. I probably have more plays on SoundCloud than I do have likes on Instagram, which a lot of people don't really know about me. But the industry killed my dreams, so I decided to go to nature and just take photos, travel more, instead of being caught up in music and that lifestyle. I mean, I still make production, I just kind of keep it for myself. I use it as backdrop for some of my videos that I make, so still kind of drives me too. So photography is my driving force for my creative outlet. Like, I couldn't imagine even participating in social media without being an artist. Like, I don't really care for social media, I just care about making art, and it's kind of my life. Just making beautiful things wherever I go. That may not be photography forever, it might be something else, but just know I'll always be making some art somewhere, wherever I go. If I could give photographers or any just creative people a piece of advice in their adventure and creativity, is just to make sure you're always having fun. Make sure you remember what you're doing it for and you don't get lost in social media or views or likes or any of that. Just make sure you are doing what you're passionate about and not doing it for anybody else but yourself. I'm Life with Khalil on Instagram. You can check my pictures out there, follow my journey, follow my life. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the pictures, and I'll catch you guys later.
All right, dope. Thanks. And that's a wrap.